Hey, quick update from me this week, and I'm very excited about the highlights for you. Welcome to Evolve with Grace with me, Stella Grace. I'm bringing you the update for the astrology every week or two, and I'm so excited. It's Sag season, way! So I am not against Scorpio season. I like to try and embrace all of the seasons in terms of what they bring, the cyclical nature of change. But fuck me, that was intense. It's still in a residue, really, for me going on. How are you riding it? I have been through the ringer in shadow season, diving into the shadow work. It's all beautiful. It's all perfect. It's all exactly as it's meant to be for our growth, for our evolution, for integrating parts of self we might have not loved before, or integrating parts of our lives that we still needed to take some learning from, or just had the opportunity to take some learning from. So how are you riding it? Sag season later today, the sun going into Sagittarius, and with it we are stepping out of the beauty of Scorpio, really inviting us to get clear in the nitty-gritty. Get clear in the nitty-gritty, which sounds, contradictory, doesn't it? But it always was inviting us to get into the details, get deep down and dirty with the wading through the life stuff, the shadow stuff, the transformational stuff. Because let's be honest, as hard as it sounds, and as much as I make light of how intense that was, in my experience, it's also where we grow the most. When we wade through our shadows, when we do the work, when we look at our suffering, when we have life events coming up that really challenge us and push us, that is usually darkest before the dawn territory and the biggest opportunities for growth. And I have certainly felt that. So I'm having a little celebration that it's Sag season, but it's also in light too that I do totally respect the doing the work and the evolutionary opportunities. And I definitely have been riding that in a learning and growing sense. So I'd love to hear how you've got on. We've got the sun going into Sag today, later today, and up until the 21st of December. So it doesn't cover Christmas, but I always feel like Sagittarius is real festive energy. It's fun, it's exuberant, it's uplifting, it's optimistic, it's joyful, it's broad, it's expansive. So where Scorpio, offered us the opportunity to get down with the details, and get deep with the psychotherapy and the psychological processes and wounds to transform them into our growth and look at the bigger picture, ultimately, which is eagle territory. We are now invited to really embrace that broad scope of seeing how the nitty-gritty, seeing how our issues and shadows have integrated, and now putting that into good use with the bigger picture in life, the broader picture. Sag energy loves to have a really broad view, broad perspective, global connections, global interests, really likes to think about the learning opportunities, but in a really broad sense. So it doesn't get caught and swept up with the small stuff. It really invites us to have a bit of fun as well, and to, I think, really embrace the Santa Claus energy. To me, Santa Claus and the whole energy of that. We won't go into consumerism for a minute, but let's just take the energy of festivities and Santa Claus. That is so Sagittarius: big, joyful, big, grand gestures, big, exuberant, happy, joyful energy. So I invite you to welcome and embrace the fun ahead. Are you feeling more optimistic? Are you feeling the transformational energies kind of subside for a minute, or are you still going through it? I'd love to hear. Are you feeling any lighter in your energy? Because we've had a really intense period, I feel, that wasn't just about Scorpio season. It was also a lot of other things going on with Pluto, with Mars, with the eclipse season that we've not long had, that I still felt the residue of for many weeks, actually. So it's a really exciting week, because on the 19th, just a couple of days ago, we also had Pluto shift into Aquarius. And all of these things, to me, is just lighter energy. Now, of course, we'll be encouraged to grow again. This is the cyclical, beautiful nature of life. But at the moment, I'm just having my own little celebration because we've got some really exciting astrology happening at the moment with our collective picture. Of course, getting into the dirty, getting into the depths of our issues and getting into all of that nitty gritty, as I said, with Scorpio, now affords us some increased wisdom and transformation for how we put that into use within ourselves and our own lives, of course, but also into the collective. So it's a really exciting time in the transition. We've also got Pluto in Aquarius, which is now very much beginning a new cycle. And I feel like a really rebirth opportunity with Pluto in Aquarius. So we will be still in, almost like a shadow as well of Pluto in Capricorn and the world stage, as we touched on last time. There's some fascinating, scary, horrendous things happening. But also we are moving to a new dawn, I believe, a new age. We've been, the wise ones have been talking about this for eons, and I believe we're really stepping into it right now. Maybe have been for some time, but we're going to start to see more and more evidence of it, I believe. So again, my Sag optimism, I'm a little bit biased because I've got a half the chart really in Sagittarius, and it keeps me uplifted and it keeps me positive. But that said, I feel we are starting to see the evidence. We are starting to be more aware of a humanitarian need in our endeavours. And really, we've had this New Age movement being very popular for some time. And this is because we're really needing to look at our health and well-being on every level, the health and well-being of each other across the planet, across the cosmos, really, universal energy. So it's an exciting time. It's a brief one from me today. I just wanted to touch on those two highlights, but please enjoy the lighter energy. I hope it's caught up with you already, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Please do also sign up to my newsletter, which is on stellagrace.me. Happy Sag season.